After 2 long and arduous weeks, it's Dandadan, the show where we talk about Dandadan, a manga about the Dum-Da-Dums. Yep, memories or not, these two are somehow closer to dating than they have ever been before. After all, it was Momo who said that whoever loses the game of chicken has to do what the other says. And Okarun wasn't victorious only once, but now twice. Also, this chapter confirms one of the best things about this series. Vimola is a mom. My Partner Gamer Subs has an incredible sale going on right now, and you can use my partner code to get even more discounts. We have a new creator flavor, Gamer of Thrones Pixel merch, which is now available, which has some pretty awesome t-shirts. We also got Mama Casey's Peach Tea, now available for a limited time while supplies last. And of course, we have Lean, which comes with a double cup, which is just now back in stock. This is a great way to get into Gamer Subs if you haven't already. Also, it seems like my kitty, Lum, wants me to hold her while recording this video. So say hello, Lum. God, I'm getting deja vu. So we pick up from 219. The two colossal idiots arrive home where Momo has recovered from her wobbles. And as Okarun goes to leave, Momo won't let him because she has to give him first aid. After all, he is still cut up and thus needs some form of medical attention at the very least. Now, this is about that time I realized that this would be another chapter focusing on Momo and Okarun's relationship. And honestly, I am so here for it. One of the best things about recent Dandadan is actually seeing these two idiots grow closer despite all of the obstacles. This makes their dynamic feel almost fateful. Like, instead of the universe trying to pull them apart, it is trying its hardest to unite them. It is really cute. So, as Momo gives him a patch job, she is hilariously crying out in pain, which, when Okarun is the one who is hurt here, not her. I just love her response, though. It hurts just looking at it, man. I absolutely love this kind of stuff. But I also then have to get brought back down to crushing reality when she tells him to go to the hospital. Should have been me. Not him, me! He tells Momo that he doesn't need anything special tonight and instead chooses to go tomorrow. Probably not the smartest thing to do, considering what he just went through, but it also shows his resolve physically and mentally to consciously decide he doesn't need the help right now. This is when Vimola shows up, and I just loved her energy throughout this chapter. I feel like she played the straight woman really well and sold a lot of these interactions between the two, like, almost perfectly. Made it even better, honestly. She also acted as a kind of like this gentle but unwitting push in the direction that it needed to go. Vimola, I think, really excels in this kind of role, which is what I like to call the mom role for her, a guiding specter that never really intervenes. Vimola, though, she's cooking up something. She's cooking up dinner. And so the two girls offer Okarun to stay and eat together, even though the cute shy boy is a little reluctant. Also, after all, I mean, come on, the alien girl with antennas and one singular functioning brain cell, she's a good cook. And we get the splay of delicious, lifelike food that Tatsu is pretty much known to always draw. I feel like his secret love is probably just drawing food. Like, I feel like he could retire to the mountains just to draw just various sorts of food. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of, like, Tatsuki Fujimoto, the author of Chainsaw Man. He loves to draw and most likely probably wants to get it on with building and industrial complexes and the like. But this next bit is just, I mean, it's just straight up adorable fluffiness at its best. Okarun being a cute being, staring at Momo, and Momo, the dumbass, staring at Okarun, all the while Vimola obliviously observes the two as she eats. Oh. And the more they stare, the more they become aware of what they are doing. And so Momo just straight up asks why this dork is staring at her, which leads into, I think, what we all were expecting and I think wanting. The collapse of all brain cells. What, you thought I was gonna say... Never mind. As Vimola happily chows down, they get into an argument about their staring habits, even though they are both guilty as charged. And I love how it ends with Okarun asking Momo, what is the appropriate amount of time to stare? And when is the appropriate time to stare? So Momo unhingedly screams at him, like I know! Figure it out yourself! It's just so funny. And the best is when Vimola is like, you two really get along, huh? As they both just pout, denying it, eating their grub. Oh, gosh, This was so good. I love this chapter. I love the dynamic these three have, dude. It is so good. So after dinner, the two discuss what they just went through as Momo finally gets caught back up to what is happening. Okarun explains that according to Paul Hellier, a former Canadian defense minister, but God, sometimes when I read these titles, I think I'm a news anchor at some points. But anyways, there have only been 82 confirmed alien species, and Momo, being herself, asks in response if they wear pants and what type, to which I would say either linen wraps or dress pants. That's what it seems to be so far. Okarun continues telling Momo the reason they're attacking them so much is because they are after their powers. Specifically, they are trying to steal them, the powers, and their genitals. Momo doesn't quite get it, which shows just how in the dark she is without her memories. She doesn't understand what these powers are, but Okarun tries to explain it to her as a kind of like a curse, and that he himself had them but lost them. So in order to stay safe, he tells her to rely on Gigi and Ira Dependable Tori. Now this next bit, I didn't quite expect this one. Momo teases Okarun, asking if they got something going on between the two, specifically using the term checks notes and diagnostics. Hanky-panky. Yeah. As you could guess, Okarun mildly scolds her for that remark, as I think anyone here is just would sheerly on principle do, and most importantly, people who have self-respect would do. Like, hanky-panky? Like, what the hell? I'm offended that someone was able to come up with that term and didn't immediately perform a lobotomy so as not to ever spread it to the next cursed soul forced to even carry that burden. I mean, I think I'd rather work at McDonald's, and let's be real, I'm a YouTuber. Guys, I'm a YouTuber. I'd not survive an hour in such a hellish environment. I have social anxiety, and I'm bipolar. I'd be dead, okay? Okay, where the hell is this going? Back on topic. Momo apologizes as she should, and so Okarun, in response, stares at her with furious determination. Now, you can specifically is probably the wrong here. Every week I try to read from these scripts that I write, and it's just, take after take. You can practically see the aura in his eyeballs as Momo is very confused, and so she looks away, sealing her defeat. The best part is that that classic "I won" pose Tatsu draws, while Momo just calls him annoying, blushing, and flustered, and Vimola with her Chad mom energy coming in with a well-timed "Congratulations, Takakura. What happened?" I'm so happy to be here to witness her children growing up. They grow up so fast. So they rematch after some very cute bickering as Vimola backs up Okarun's claim that it was she, Momo Ayase, who made up the rules in the first place. Okarun wants a date with Momo, and she obviously refuses, but Okarun goes as far to tell Momo that Vimola is a witness and that, let's say, a theoretical, if she axe-kicked someone but was half asleep while doing it and didn't remember it, well, what she is claiming is thus no real excuse. Basically, the single brain-celled version of, if a tree falls in the middle of the woods and no one is around to see it or hear it, did it fall? Did it happen? Were the trees real? As they stare with Vimola as the partial referee, she makes the claim that they look like they are about to kiss because of their intensity, which causes Momo to blush and avert her eyes. Once again, Okarun has won, and thus a deal is a deal. The date is on, much to the chagrin of Momo. So this chapter was absolutely amazing, and coming out of it, I felt like Tatsu really wanted to give us a bone with this one. We've been waiting a very long time for this romance to start bubbling up, and this chapter was just such a strong, yet at the same time gentle push in that direction. This was really helped with Vimola's presence in the chapter, who was able to give that nudge in the right direction that we needed. Now, we get our second date in the span of about 2 months. Now, if we're doing the math here, that's a date per month at this rate, and they're not even really dating yet. Which, yeah, you know what? And because of that, I think the reasons these chapters that are focusing on the romance side are so popular is because of how well Tatsu is pulling this off. It very much, now, okay, so stick with me here. This feels a lot out of order. I mean, he is masterfully playing with this amnesia concept to not elongate a plotline or put something off. I think the amnesia has actually helped this relationship seem more, dare I say, fresh. Which is basically what I was trying to convey when so many vocal voices were saying that this series was done for. Stop complaining, Seek Tactics! The amnesia is simply, or Bento, or something. I don't know. Which one am I? Hello, Lum. How you doing, kitty? Yep, there we are. Picked her up again. Say hello, Lummy. Say hello. It's my YouTube viewers, and she's, of course, not saying anything when I ask her to say something. Typical cat issues. The amnesia is simply one of the many ingredients, and it allows us to experience romance in this series just the same, and honestly, if not better than if Momo had her memories. I think this is because of how out of order things feel, but yet how familiar it all is. Momo is this kind of blank slate, but because of this, her interactions, they feel more raw. These moments come off as more gentle, and dare I say, Momo feels just overall less hardened and more tender as a personality when interacting with Okarun. And with him, I think it's quite the opposite, but familiar in the sense that his feelings for her are very tender, but he is taking action and putting the steps that are necessary to gain forward momentum. He's locked in on Momo, and he has his sights trained on her heart. Oh. Well, that was the cheesiest thing I've ever said out loud. This is the kind of cheesiness that I honestly think makes Dandadan work so well. Okarun is just, God, he's just such a good boy who is showing Momo the kind of manliness she appreciates in the men that she is attracted to, a kind of chivalry, but Tatsu's own brain-dead, dumb-to-dumb version of it. Which also fits because these are kids we are following, so yeah. The only adults really in this series seem to be Jeremy's gang, Queen Sensei and Seiko Ayase, along with a few others I'm forgetting. Speaking of, you ready to get pulled out of your immersion? Where are characters like Miss Adachi, who, as we last saw, is one of the more unique characters who now has 2 yokai powers under her belt? I bring her up just to really jog your memory, because we have a lot of really cool items, if we want to put it that way, in play right now. Miss Adachi is one of the more interesting ones, but just to give an overall review, we have Jeremy, who is currently controlling the Kerr-Baddie. We don't even know who she really is. We don't even know her name. We also have the Aninra, who is a total smoke show in all of the right ways and places, and has a very compelling character with all of the angst he has. But we also have characters like Kokiyuki Shiro, who is a dum-da-dum now, and has kinda insane power on the level of like Momo, which we often forget about that. And the biggest question mark, what in the world is the association of these witches that Seiko Ayase keeps referring to? Where are they? What are their numbers? Where are they located? Are they anti-dum-da-dum? Which is to say, are they good or are they bad? There is just so much happening in the background while we are obliviously enveloped in this amazing romance. Oh yeah, and speaking of, I really want to see Turbo Granny in this chapter. Really wanted it. Honestly, there was a part of me that still kind of doesn't believe that she is back, so hopefully we do get her in 221. But yeah, pretty much we might as well expect that at this point. This chapter was mostly just romance focused, and I think we're going to get a date in this new arc and a full explanation for where Turbo Granny was, beyond going out to see the world for herself, learn stuff, and eat food. So let's jump into what my Discord server was thinking after this chapter, which, by the way, we have the absolute best community of any, and I say any anime or manga creator on YouTube, and I take pride in knowing that as a fact. Fellow members watching now should as well. So I put out a poll on my Discord server asking for the thoughts on this chapter, and we will reveal them in just a moment. But first off, we got to talk about these reactions generally from the overall broad fan base we have going on in our community. So for the most part, a bulk of these reactions are, as we can see, just mostly about people absolutely adoring this chapter for the interactions between Momo and Okarun and Vimola. And I specifically, I just love this comment about Vimola being a good wingman, which is just, oh my god, it's just, is this the truest thing that was ever said? I mean, I described her as a mom who is unwittingly nudging the two closer and inadvertently helping the two, but this is also a fantastic description. Vimola is always fun, and that is why I think we all love her character so much. She's a fan favorite for a reason. Plus, you know, how can you not adore this single cell of whatever organism that, and also has probably a really, the most horrifying backstory. I mean, that certainly does help. Though I love the brilliant observation that deep down Momo is really enjoying this entire dynamic. And how could you not, as someone else points out, that this chapter, man, Oguru really does have something going on with that aura. Not only is he looking chiseled and lean, but there is just something different about him ever since Momo lost her memories. I don't know, maybe it's a sense of growing responsibility that is making him look more mature, maybe more manly. I can see how any woman would see him. And also, like, how he acts, and come on, this guy's a chick magnet. He's like the perfect description of what everyone likes in a man. Tough, but gentle, cute, but rugged, yada yada, etc, etc. Just kiss and get married already. Overall, though, this chapter was unsurprisingly rated very highly. Hello, Lum! 19 people, or 90% of the vote at the time of this recording, rated it peak, which is true. The only thing more peak is Peak herself, and also the video game peak, which all of you should buy and play with me in my Discord as my cat just goes off meowing like the queen she is. Thanks for watching. As you can very much tell, this video is definitely not something an AI could produce, so give me a like and subscribe for that. But if you missed any of my Dandadan content, be sure to check out the playlist. As well, support me using my GamerSubs partner code and join my Discord. Make it a great day or not, the choice is yours. Jesus, I need to just calm down on this coffee stuff.